everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Deborah Franklin. Y'all, we are here live we're in D.C. But get ready, because we might be coming live from a couple of other places, and we're going to got some more shout-outs that we're going to do. So sit back, get ready, make sure you're liking and sharing. Those that are watching live on Facebook, those that are watching this on Instagram, those that are watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And right now, because you are watching, make sure that you share this with a friend, because we're going to come right back in like 30 seconds with Motivational Moment. Motivational moment, y'all. Tonight has been a tricky night for me because I was toiling with what to talk about. I wasn't sure where to go with this, but you know what? This is what I came up with because I am operating in such a place of being happy. I mean, how many of y'all are just like happy right now? Things are working out for you. Things are going right. Things that you've been praying for, God has been answering it. You've been wanting this particular job. You've been wanting to make this income. Now, all of a sudden, you're making it. You got the job. You got the car. You got the house. You got everything that you have been petitioning God for. Well, maybe not everything, but some of the bigger things that you've been asking for. But y'all, this is what I want to hold up the yellow caution sign. Ladies, don't get stuck in self-sabotage. Because I heard somebody say that today and it messed me up. Is that so many times, especially those of us that have had to fight for everything that we've had, everything that we've done, we've always had to fight. We were the ones that had to sacrifice. We always watched everybody else. It was always easy for them to get in school, easy for them to get the job, easy for them to lose the weight, easy for them to get the husband, get the wife, whatever. It was always easy for them, but it seems like you always had to fight. You know, all my life I had to fight. Yeah, I had a color purple moment, but you know, we all have had it. But ladies, tonight I want to encourage you not to self-sabotage yourself. Be happy with being happy. Be happy that you're walking in favor. Be happy that the favor of God is raining down on you. Be happy that things that you are praying for, because this is your time. This is your season. We have been talking about this for almost a year, that this is the season for every door that is for you to open. This is the season for every key that you wanted to open the lock. Now these keys are going to fit the lock. The door is going to open, and now you're going to get every blessing that has coming forth to you. You have got to start operating in the power that you have. You cannot sit around waiting for somebody else to do it for you. We keep saying this, but this time I want you to be happy. Stop listening to that voice that's going off in the back of your head that keeps saying, hey, it's getting ready, that hammer's getting ready to drop. You can't be this happy. You can't operate this good. You can't do this. You can't look this good. You can't be this good. Stop listening to that voice, because this is your time, girl. This is your time, man, to walk in your plan and your purpose. Because when you're walking on your plan and your purpose, you have no other choice but to go forward. Because now God is setting us up, because you've been obedient, because you've done what you're supposed to do, because you didn't break the rules. You didn't lie on anybody to get you where you were. You didn't cheat to get to where you were. You didn't bow down to get to where you are. And I'm not going to explain that, because you know what that means. Take it wherever you want to take it however you want to take it, but you know you did not bow down. So be happy with being happy, because you know what, you got to walk in it, because you know, now it's like something that just kept ringing in my spirit, even coming out of my house today. It was like, you know what, now you are the epitome to say God did it. And people are going to believe you, because see, they saw you when you were driving the hoopty. They saw you when you couldn't make your bills. They saw you when you was mad because you're not mad. You couldn't get credit anymore. They saw when you had the idea and it was just an idea. You hadn't even written it down. You were just saying, well, what if? Now you got it. You got the evidence of what you have been praying for. You have the evidence of what you have been wanting. You have the evidence now. So guys, stop listening to those naysayers that are in the back of your head. And I'm the killing part about it. They're not other people. It's you. Stop talking yourself out of where you want to be. Stop talking yourself out of being happy. Because, ladies and gentlemen, tonight and every night from here on in is your time and your season to make it happen and to do what? Be happy. All right, guys, we'll be right back with our next guest. Our first guest is going to be none other than Dr. McQueen, who is a traveling doctor. Dr. McQueen, are you with us? Hello. Hey, we are waiting. There you go. I see you now, girl. Oh, you're looking cute. Let's see. Okay, so since you are the traveling doctor, I got to ask, honey, where are you?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, you in Florida? So.
86 degrees.
Okay, you know what? This interview is over. We hating right now. We gonna be haters. You got 86 and we trying to figure out this 50 that we got. It's like 50, 50, 60. It's been weird today. And I still pulled out some sweats and I'm like, whoo, I'm hot. And everybody else about, whoo, it's cold. I said, stop playing with me. Well, Dr. McQueen, I'm so glad that you're joining us here tonight live on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. But let's just jump right into it and let's start talking about you. I see that you have been to Africa. What was that experience like?
Oh, that was I've been to Africa probably about 10 times.
Oh, okay. Now I'm really going to be a hater because I only been once. So now you done went 10. I'm feeling some kind of way. All right. Come on, Dr. Doc.
I'll be referring to my pictures of the safari.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I need to introduce myself. I'm Deborah Franklin. I'm a global physician on a mission to educate about health, travel, wellness, and disease prevention. So I traveled to Tanzania, Rwanda. Every other year, teaching in hospitals.
You're teaching what in Tanzania? And I'm sorry.
I teach cardiac care in. Am I getting some feedback? Sorry. I teach cardiac care to nurses and doctors in hospitals.
Oh, okay. So you actually go to Africa to teach doctors. That's awesome.
Yes. And so just on the off days, what I do is maybe take a safari. So I did a 4-day safari in Tanzania where we went out into the Serengeti and the.
You see, I'm hating on you, right? What was that like to take a 4 day safari? I mean, did y'all stay in the bush country? Did y'all what did y'all how did that work?
So we actually stayed in lodges. So I didn't actually stay on the ground. I'm not into camping, but we did stay out near a um, crater, which
Hmm.
is one of the only craters that have the full sides. And we met with Maasai tribe and sat in one of their classrooms with their children. It was just wonderful, and just to see the animals up close. The lion walking up to our car. It was wonderful.
The lions coming up to your car. Honey, I'd have been talking about lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, let's put this joint in reverse. So tell us, what is it like being a traveling doctor? Because we hear about this. I've heard of traveling nurses, but I really haven't had an opportunity to really talk to any traveling doctor. So what is that like, especially being in I mean, you're an emergency doctor, so going into somebody else's emergency room. How does that work, and how does that feel?
As a full-time physician, I work as an emergency physician, so it's more like a substitute doctor. So different hospitals either need doctors due to end of contracts or someone's on maternity leave, someone's retiring. So they staff it with a company and say, I need a doctor for the next 3 months. So
Mm,
I fly in, I work 3 or 4 days, and I fly home. I like it. It's diversity.
awesome. Wow. I'm like thrown away. I'm like totally blown away. We got a couple people. We said, Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte. She said Tanzania safari sounds incredibly awesome. And then she says, I love cats, lions, and tigers. You know what? I cannot. And it says to learn about traveling doctors. Oh, I'm sorry. I read too much. I didn't read all of that. They were trying to tell how to learn about you. My team be working faster than my brain sometimes. But, so tell us a little bit more about what you do as a traveling doctor, and then why did you even decide to be a traveling doctor?
Uh, I've been doing this for 10 years. But I've been practicing for 20 years. So
Wow.
my first 10 years, I actually just worked at a hospital here in town and did my shifts. And I would travel because travel is my passion. But I wanted to explore more and the diversity of the country, really. So when I found out I could do this, what we call local tenants, and still work and make my own schedule, that's when I decided to do that. Because I also participate in a lot of missions.
Hmm.
So this way I can work my certain shifts and not actually mess up someone else's schedule. So I can
Awesome.
take time off when I need to. So I merged my passions of medicine and travel together. So also what I provide is travel consultations or travel medicine consultations to travelers. Like if they're traveling internationally,
Hmm.
get sick, need to talk to someone, uh, talk about vaccines. I'm available for consultations.
All right. Well, Dr. McQueen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come right back with you. And we'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. Get your questions together for the traveling doctor. We'll be right back. Well, hey guys, we are back live with with the traveling doctor, Dr. McQueen, and she is back with us. Hello.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. Your picture's not up, so I wasn't sure. So we were talking about what motivated you to become a traveling doctor. Because
Yeah.
okay, in our community, let's just be real. In the African American community, do we really talk about traveling doctors? Because most of our parents say go be a doctor. They didn't tell you to go travel all over the country and be one. They want you to be one in the neighborhood. So what made you start to travel? And I get it that you merged your passion and what you do. So how what still motivates you to do that?
Because I can control my own schedule. I'm
Oh,
my own boss. And when I was working in university settings, you know, honestly, you end up dealing with politics. And my passion is just to treat patients. So this way I can go in, do my shifts, see patients, take care of them, and move on. And I'm my own boss, and I can work when I work and when I don't work.
I love it. I have a question. Does Dr. McQueen travel within the states or internationally with her specialty? All types of travel. No, she meant traveling doctor. Oh, because they were like, there's no traveling doctors in their Detroit community. So do you just do that, or do you go from city to city as well?
Well, actually, I have 7 state license, so I will travel from state to state. So Michigan is actually I trained in Detroit. Whoever you're at, I trained at St. John Hospital, but I
Awesome.
travel Michigan, Indiana, Missouri, D.C., Virginia, Florida, and Georgia. Most of the areas are rural areas because they have a hard time getting doctors to either come there or stay there. So
Right.
that's where I work mostly.
Right. So, okay, now, as an African American woman, we already know that it's kind of hard for us to make it in some areas. So, how challenging was this to break into this field, especially as a doctor? And yes, you said that you've been doing this, what, now 20 years, but we also know about the uniform we were dealt. How do you deal with that in your work environment?
As far as with traveling, it's not hard to get into because if you once you finish your training, which we
Mm-hmm.
call residency, the jobs are multiple out there. Particularly with the changing medicine environment, no one's really have a shingle anymore. They float, and
Mm-hmm.
there's really no loyalties because most of the hospitals or groups are controlled by non-medical people. So they'll fire you in a minute. So so you actually have to stay flexible and be able to move. As far as working in different environments,
Mm-hmm.
I and most of my patients are of the other persuasions,
Mm-hmm.
but I have over 20 years, I've only had one patient that said they didn't want me to treat them.
Wow.
So yeah, so most people are like, you're a doctor, you know what you're doing, we accept your treatment. So and the one person that refused it, I said, okay, bye.
But you know what? And then I have this other burning question. So was it because you were African American, or was it because you were a woman? Because you know we as a woman we're double triple minority sometimes. So you know what was the reasoning?
You know what? I never found out, and they just said, "Well, I prefer you not to be my doctor," and I just said, "Okay." I didn't find out whether it was a woman or African American. That's a good question.
Yeah, because usually I just want to always think you just don't want me because I'm a woman. I refuse to play the card. I refuse. I refuse. So you know, and then going to Africa, how did the let's say the African community accept you as being an American woman, coming over to be to I guess work in their hospitals? How did that go over? And teaching them.
Oh,
Bec-
they love that. First of all, for Americans to come over, and then they say, "Oh, you look like us."
mm,
They love it. So they just soak up the information and want to keep in contact with you. And even the doctors that work there, I've kept in contact with them either through Facebook or email. And I go over every 2 years to Malawi with my church, and we perform a medical mission.
mhm.
And I keep in touch with those doctors and nurses also. But they love for you to come over as American and definitely as an African American.
Wow, that is amazing because that is one thing that's near and dear to my heart because I love missions. And actually, now I went on missions, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm usually kind of the silly one of the bunch. So needless to say, I was on a mission trip, and they put me in children's church, honey. I told them, y'all tired of talking about Jesus? I'm tired of talking about Jesus. So guess what we was doing? I went outside and played Duck Duck Goose. They had never played Duck Duck Goose. So it was like, it was so cool though, because they had never played. So what makes you motivated to even be in missions as a doctor? And then do you ever just take the lab coat off and just be, let's say, minister, just going through it, the word that you're going, that, doing something else in missions outside of the medical piece?
Well, first of all, I don't wear a lab coat because I'm kind of the unconventional doctor.
Uh-oh.
And I look at it as, you know what, God gave me this gift that I have to be a doctor, and He gave me the gift to go through medical school. So this is my way of definitely giving back. So I have to do that as far as for me to have peace within myself. And then, yes, I've done other missions. So actually, my church started with just missions as far as we go over there, we roof some church, we do some ministry. We have a literacy program with women, teaching them how to read, because we've been going over there for 20 years, my
Mm-hmm.
church, and they actually have employees over there. So we have a missionary. So it's not always medical. So it is ministry and just sharing the word.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, what would you do to a resident that came to you and was wanting to know how to get into this, or even if it was something for them to do to become a traveling doctor?
You mean you say meaning a doctor? I'm sorry, I missed that
As a
question.
resident, if a resident is someone new doctor that's doing their residency, what advice would you give them if they wanted to become a traveling doctor? Would you recommend this to them?
Oh, I would definitely recommend it if it fits their personality. So it has to be someone that's flexible. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
flexible to go in different environments. You definitely have to be computer savvy because we have all our electronic medical records. So you have to be adaptable to that. And you don't like routine. And that's why it works well with me with emergency medicine. I'm not a routine person.
I
I
love
don't
it.
like seeing the same person. So, and you just, yeah, it's just flexible adaptability. And if that's your personality and you don't need that commitment with the same patients, it works for you.
Awesome. And Charlotte also stated that she's posting on Facebook. I am thankful to have a physician that speaks English well. Many Indian residents, MDs, here that speak our language poorly and or do not know the meaning of common words. It's frustrating. So what advice would you give to her as a patient? And trust me, I do understand that frustration.
First of all, if that's your physician, and I know some insurance assign you physicians, so first of all, you need to say, I don't understand you. She just has to come out and say, I don't understand you. Either can you speak slowly, or can we have a dialect about you understanding actually my heritage and community. And if it doesn't work, then I just suggest finding another physician.
That's easy enough. That's pretty easy. So, that's real easy. I never would have thought about that. Because, just I guess simple questions you just have to ask. So what advice would you give somebody in your in just being a doctor right now with all the different things that are going on? And we've been seeing TV shows. I'm guilty. I watch soap operas. Um, and there was a show, there was a segment they were talking about um sexual harassment in the workplace. So how often is that? How, what does that really happen on a day to day? Because we really haven't heard any of the Me Too movement, well, let's say, vocalized about the medical field. So how would you, yeah, just explain that to me.
Yes, we're just like any other workplace. It definitely happens. And there's a hierarchy. And there's actually always been a hierarchy, although now it's showing that the female physicians outnumber the male physicians 51% to 49%.
Wow, really?
Yes. But
Woohoo!
the thing is, female physicians, I will say, do not stay in the practice
Mm,
as long as male physicians. So that's why they seem to outnumber us more. But definitely, sexual harassment is in there, but a lot of it's more the hierarchy of if I'm teaching you, there's sometimes a little hazing period you have to go through as a trainee resident physician
right.
to become an attending. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of outspeaking as far as, do you want to get through or you don't want to get through? And it didn't happen to me, unfortunately. I guess
Wow.
fortunately, because I had to speak out about other. I spoke out about racism more
Mm-hmm.
than the sexism, but it does occur.
Also, oh wow, wow. But this is the conversation that we have to start having, especially in the environment that we're living in now, because we have to be open and honest about what's going on around us, especially as women in a professional field. Now, just to leave out, first of all, how did you hear about conversations?
Oh, one of my colleagues, Dr. Dina, told me
Hey,
about it.
yes. And then she's one of my colleagues as well. She's one of the co-hosts on the team. I'm so
Yes.
excited that we finally were able to connect and that you were able to get on with conversations. Now, got a question for you. Now, tell everybody, how can they find you? How can they contact you? If they wanted to, let's even maybe ask you some questions. What would be a good way to reach out to you?
The best way to reach out to me, you can either email me at Dr. Yvette, that's DRYVETTE, at YvetteMcQueenMD.com. I'm on all social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, at YvetteMcQueenMD.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Dr. McQueen. I have enjoyed having you on tonight. Look forward to talking to you again. Love you to life. Have a good one.
Peace.
Hello, everybody. We are back. I got my guest, Miss Jennifer. Y'all, she's nervous, so y'all be
Yes.
she walked in talking about, whoo, I'm nervous. I told her it ain't nothing to worry about. I'm easy to talk to. That's the whole reason why it's called conversations. We are here to have a conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Most definitely. I'm so excited about what you're doing. So, Jennifer, tell us, what are you? Tell everybody what your business is.
So what I do, I provide home care services to people that has disabilities or seniors.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and deal with the elephant in the room. You young. Why you want to do this? Out of all the things that you could be doing, why that? Because most people wait, before they get into home health care.
Well, when I went to nursing school, I was doing training, and I just did not agree with some of the compassion at some nursing homes. So then that's when I kind of reached out and started my own business.
Oh, I like it because I have a girlfriend. I mean, I have a few friends that are going through that now. So so do you offer care, let's say overnight care,
Yes.
living care, or is it just daycare?
So 24-hour care. So we do daycare, evening care, 24-hour care, 7 days a week.
Wow. So you got a staff.
Yes, I do.
Come on, staff.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, she got a staff, y'all. That is amazing. And how
Yes.
long have you been in business?
3 years.
3 years. Come on, 3 years.
3
That's
years.
wonderful.
Thank you.
So again, it's like doing this business has to be stressful.
Yes.
How do you deal with, especially our seniors? How do you deal with seniors in this? Especially, let's just go ahead and deal with this too. When they pass on or when they move on, how do you deal with that? Because I know you have to carry that.
Yeah,
because
of course.
I mean, I can tell you're a compassionate person, and you have to be in this industry. So how do you deal with that?
Well, first you have to have a lot of patience. With seniors, you have a lot of impaired seniors, so they, obviously some can't hear you, so you have to speak loud, or you have to, be able to just communicate with them and have a lot of patience with seniors. As far as once they pass away, unfortunately, you have to just kind of let go.
Wow. Wow. Now, I got to ask the ghetto hood question. Do you take insurance?
So we take Maryland Medicaid waiver.
Okay.
Everything else is
what is
private
that? What
pay.
does that mean?
So-
Maryland Medicaid waiver.
So
Because
it's-
you're going to have some people that's listening that's dumb like me. We
So
don't
it's
know
a
about all that.
program that Medicaid provides to people that is low income.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only it's just called Medicaid waiver. So
Okay.
it's a part of the Medicaid insurance if a patient or a client has Medicaid, and everything else is private pay.
Wow. How do you budget for that? And I mean, I know this is your business, but it's like, I guess because now it's like I got to start thinking about this because my mother's getting older. In fact, we're going to celebrate her 70th. Now, she's still driving herself. She's still trying to work 2 jobs, which I still don't understand. She still do all of her stuff. But it's like now when they start getting into their 70s and moving up. I mean, my grandfather's 94, but he still lives by himself. He still takes care of himself. But what happens when we have to make that transition? What would you suggest on planning for that?
I will probably savings. 401k, a lot of patients, have a lot of 401k. There are grants in the DC area at Department of Aging. So there are some grants that can help pay for home care services. And honestly, just a lot of family members that can pitch in to pay for the care.
Wow. So do they have like they have the savings plans for college? Do they
Yes.
have the savings plans for home health care
Yeah,
or
home
elderly
healthcare,
care?
people that unfortunately, that may have cancer.
Wow.
So they do have, savings plans. You may have to look into, one of your financial institutes that you can, kind of put away for healthcare.
Wow. I just never thought about all of that.
Yes.
So how
Me
do we
either. Until I started this business.
Right, and so how do we get the word out about that? Because I have to talk about our community, because our community families are changing.
Yes.
Because used to be back in the day, grandmama got sick, grandmama just went and lived with one of the
Right.
children. Now we're getting to that age of most people only have maybe only one child.
Yep.
Or if they have 2 children, one lives on the East Coast, another lives on the West Coast, another one, and then they're in the South. So how do we start to talk about that and this element in our community, especially with, we're the children of the baby boomers. They're getting older. So how do we start to discuss that in our community?
I mean, we really have to educate one another. We have to educate that we do have, with the healthcare, a lot of people are living longer. So we have to educate, one another that there are services that can help, your elderly parents or a loved one that may have even possibly a stroke, that can help them, provide the services that they need.
Oh, wow. So we're going to take a quick break. We got some questions that are coming in on Facebook, and we'll be right back with you. questions about home health care, if y'all have questions about how to save for this, or if you got elderly parents and just want to call in and give them a shout out, because you know what, to have parents that are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, and they're still able to take care of themselves, guys, that is a blessing. Because I look at my grandfather who still thinks he's the bee's knees, honey. You better not tell him he can't pull no woman that he walk up to. Because, baby, he is a rolling stone, baby. Where he laid his hat might have been everybody's home. I'm just saying. But that's my grandfather. My pawpaw is 92 and 94. My bad. 94. And so we'll go talk to him. And so it's like my cousin, when we go talk to him, I say, look, let's get ready. Don't even say nothing. You know he gonna give us a death and dying report. Right. And we ain't gonna know nobody. So just sit there, shake your head, and shake your head. And then when he get through, you be like, I don't know nobody. But the thing is, when they get that age, that's what they're going to talk about, and that's what they're going to do. So we got some questions. Charlotte was saying that she hopes she doesn't ever get there. And so, because I guess that she's dealing with the same issue that I was talking about by having children all over the place. So what advice can we give Charlotte to even start preparing for herself?
I mean, honestly, I will definitely tell Charlotte to, prepare yourself. It's just like having insurance. You just never know what can happen. So I would definitely say, start preparing yourself for some savings, 401k, start looking into Department of Aging. There's certain, senior activities that you can kind of get into and, things like that, because eventually we're all going to get old. We're all going to need that kind of service. Health, eventually we're all going to depreciate at one point or another. So we have to start preparing ourselves.
Yeah, because I guess it's almost just like you said. It's like a savings account for you.
It's like a savings account.
This the account for when I get old. Yes. So when should I start saving for being old? That's crazy. Everybody talks about retirement, but nobody talking about
when you get old and after retirement. What do you do? So you have to start preparing.
I hadn't thought about that. I guess I need to start playing it since I'm kicking 50 in the forehead. I'm knocking at that door, y'all. I'm knocking on that door of 50 like real hard. Like, yo, hey, I'm about to become a member of the 50 club, the 50-50 club. They be talking about playing the game. I was like, whoa, that's a game? So it's like, but when do you start to really think about that? I mean, I know that we've been pushing retirement. We've been pushing that. But I guess with your business, and now I've been seeing some other businesses like this pop up, is like, how do we really start to think about planning for that?
I mean, honestly, I'm only in my 30s and I'm already thinking about it, because I'm working with seniors. I have some clients that are only in their 40s and they had a stroke due to not exercising, diet, family genetics. So, I mean, is there a certain time? I mean, it's not. So you just have to think about it and just kind of start, really moving forward with planning, becoming a senior.
She said when she retires, she want to read and play Monopoly. Y'all got to join in on the Facebook conversation. Yeah, you know what? And I got but see, now they're going to start making Monopoly board bigger because you can't see it.
So you can see. Yes.
Most definitely. So, you just said that you are young and you are young in this business. How do you deal with the age factor? I mean, because you got to have to deal with it at some point.
Just your experience. I have a lot, even though I'm in my 30s, I've been in the healthcare since I was 18.
Wow.
So I've been in the health field for a very long time. I was a CNA. I went into nursing school. I changed my major to gerontology. So I have education, with nursing and also with seniors.
Oh, I like it. So, looks like we got a call coming in, which is exciting. But I wanted to ask you something too. I work with youth. So what can you tell youth that are thinking about this field about, because a lot of times they don't think about this. They all they want to do is do the CNA. How would you tell them to start to steer their career into this direction?
It's more than just a CNA. If you have the personality where you can move forward as an entrepreneur, I would definitely push forward to that. Your own schedule, really truly trying to help as many people as you can, building a staff, getting quality caregivers, which is key. Really with this business, you have to have quality caregivers, quality workers. You have to be willing to utilize your CNA to jump in at times, be a caregiver yourself to some of your clients. So just try to if you feel as if you can be an entrepreneur, because it is hard, but definitely, try to dive into that.
I love it. Hello, caller. Thank you for calling in the conversations. What you got going on?
Hey, Deborah, how you doing? This is Pound from the Lounge Boys.
Hey, what's up? What question you got? Terrence from the Lounge Boys.
I just want to say I think that is wonderful what she is doing, being that she is such a young lady. Because a lot of these kids these days, they're not thinking about our older people. They're more disrespecting everybody than trying to help them. And I think this is wonderful what she's doing. Just keep pushing and keep striving what you're doing.
Thank you.
Awesome. See, y'all, the Lounge Boys be hooking a girl up. They calling into my show, so now that's putting the pressure on for me to call in today. So I'm going to call in and yell on their show when they come on right after conversations. Thank you so much for those words of encouragement.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks. Well, so you know what, and I think that's another step that we have to go into when we start talking to young people is that how do we encourage them to be entrepreneurs? What was the light bulb that came on for you to go into being an entrepreneur, especially now that you're under 40?
Yes.
So you basically could be on that who's list. You probably are and don't even know it. The who's list of moguls under 40. So how did you even want to make that change?
It was more so of my compassion. I really was committed to really truly helping seniors, people with disabilities. So you have to have that encouragement, that that you want to do more. So I just didn't just stop at nursing school. I just wanted to do more than just going into the hospital, doing my shift and just go home. I wanted to do more than just that.
Well,
So
girl,
then
you're
that's
doing
when-
more.
Yeah.
You're doing
Thank you.
more. Because, again, when we start talking about home health care, and you said something that was really key. You said somebody that was 40. We never think about younger
Yes.
people that need home health care.
Yes.
So what are I guess, so you work with everybody.
I work with everyone. There's really no age. Health, it can happen to anyone. So it just all depends. I like I said, I have some people that are in their 40s
Wow.
that had a stroke, and the one side is paralyzed and they need help. Far as with walking, meal preparation, they can't even drive, so they need someone to even help them drive to and from appointments.
Wow.
So it's not just seniors; it's people that have disabilities as well.
Wow. That's like you just gave me like one of those aha moments, like what in the world? Because again, when you think home health care, you're thinking about seniors. You're thinking about, what's that when they go hospice?
Hospice, yes, respite care.
Yeah, you're thinking that's immediately where you think. You don't think about somebody that may have just had a car accident or somebody that needs help with meal prep. So,
Exactly.
okay, got to ask the question. I'm a foodie. So, when it comes down to meal prep, do you use HelloFresh or do you cook yourself?
So we actually do cook for the clients. So we try to...
Y'all hear that? They cook for the clients. Y'all better get ready.
We try to be as healthy as possible, but also, if the client wants something that they want, like a cookie or some brownies, we still try to be, okay, here you can have that as well.
You let the babies have a cookie or a brownie? Yeah. Good.
Diabetics, we
They
still try to give them
diabetical.
sugar if they want it. That's
Bad
fine.
luck. That's defeating the purpose of sugar-free cookie. No, sir. No, ma'am. All right. We got some more people. We got Von Key who's joined us. We had another question that popped up. And then Von Key said, you always have to put God first. You know what?
I
Most
agree.
definitely. Most
Absolutely.
definitely. So, do you is your company a Christian-based business?
Yes.
How do you get the word out with that?
Well, I'm definitely a Christian, so I try to go to church. I try to use encouragement to my caregivers. I try to send scriptures. So yes, I do try to really encourage people by the faith first.
That's amazing because a lot of people can't do that, and they try to make their business totally different than their ministry.
Yeah.
So technically, you're
do
basically
that.
like Dr. McQueen. Y'all
Yes.
both are using your gifts
You have
as,
to.
as your ministry, and that's amazing. My hat goes off to y'all because,
Thank
honey,
you.
I'm not drawing no blood. I'm not giving no blood. I'm not taking no bath. I'm not changing no diaper. So that is your
Yes.
gift. Because if I do it, they be like, baby, you fired after the first hour. No, I wouldn't even make it an hour. They'd be like, bye. Just bye. No. Or I'd be in there crying with the family. Oh, my goodness. I would know. So, yeah, it's good that you're doing that.
Thank you.
That's good. So, how does your family feel about you doing this big thing?
My family's very proud of me.
Aw.
Obviously, yeah. So they're very, very proud.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. So, I'm so excited about what you're doing because I love to see young people jumping out and just doing what they love and doing their passion. So, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you and they wanted you to be their home health care provider, how would somebody find you?
So we're on all social media platforms, Facebook at Home Hearts Home Care. We're on Instagram at Home Hearts Home Care LLC. Or you can give us a call at 301-263-5923.
Well, all right, y'all heard it here first, right here on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. Y'all got to go get y'all home health care insurance because y'all going to have to start knocking down doors and start planning for your future. We all have talked about retirement, but I know I'm guilty. I haven't thought about what I would do if something happens because I don't have children. So I better start putting the fund away so I can pick my own house. So I guess it's just like doing a wheel. So, yep. Houston, we have got a problem that we're getting ready to solve. Well, guys, thank you so much
you.
for joining us tonight. Love you to life. It has
you.
been wonderful. Thank you. Y'all, we'll be right back in just a few. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back, y'all. We are closing out. We are doing something different. I'm coming live to you from the sofa. Yeah, I know it. I said it on the sofa, child. We might start doing some conversations on the sofa. But, y'all, I'm so excited about where we're going with the show and some opportunities that are going to be happening. I got some big news, but I'm not going to share it tonight. That means you have got to tune in next week so you can find out what the big news is. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to want to join Conversations with Deborah Franklin in this big news that we have. We're getting ready to just do some big things. We're getting ready to take the show to another level. We're going to be able to get you more involved in what we are doing. So look forward to that. It is a secret. Know that you're going to have to tune in next week. I want to tell you, but I can't because my team doesn't know, and I refuse to introduce something like this without letting them know. So, because that'll be kind of dirty. So, I don't play game like that because I just got this confirmed. Yeah, just got this confirmed next week. This week. this week. I think like Wednesday. No, yes, Friday. Friday, this got confirmed that we got some big things coming up. So yeah, it's gonna be fire. Now, those of you that also know that I'm one of the co-hosts on The Tea, which is an online book review show that we do, that I am a co-host on with Dr. Dina. You heard Dr. McQueen talking about Dina earlier. She's one of our co-hosts. Y'all, we're going to be coming live next week. We're going to be doing some live shows. We have a young lady that's going to be on the show. We're going to be doing it on Facebook Live. So if you're following me, be looking out for that flyer because she's from Indonesia. Y'all, we have an audience in Indonesia. So we have an author that's going to come on with us. I'm going to try to also get her on conversations. But, you know, with the time difference, we're going to see how we can work that out. It's going to be amazing. Her story is fire. So I'm not going to give too much of that away. And then we're going to be doing a conversation. So if you have not purchased Michelle Obama's last book, you need to get that. We're going to be live taping that in Princeton. We're going to be coming live with that particular show. So you're going to want to tune in and be ready for that discussion because we're gonna be taking it to another level. I'm so excited about what's going on. Charlotte says, "Shut the noise, Indonesia." Yes, ma'am, Indonesia. Exciting. Wonder what the big news is. Yep, keep waiting, cause hold on to your wig, baby. Cause hold on to your wig, cause it's gonna blow it all. You gotta make sure that it's taped down, glued on. However you got to put that wig on, you better make sure it's on. Because when we make this announcement next week, that joint is flying off. So all right, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Love you to life. Make sure that you're following us on all social media. Conversations with Deborah Franklin, and like us on Facebook, as well as share. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to hear from you. Let us all join together and be one and love each other and love you to life. Hey, I can't wait to see you next week because guess what? We got big news. Holla.